there a paternity issue?
No, it's not.
He's lying.
Not at all.
I have the paperwork.
There's no paternity. Pull it out.
The paperwork.
Pull it out. Pull it out. Well, shut up.
Venus says she no longer recognizes the formerly nice, hardworking man she married 6 years ago. She says everything changed after she walked down the aisle, and now, after a 4-year separation, she says Michael has become a deadbeat dad to their 2 children, and she can't wait to be done with this marriage for good.
My son is 6 years old. He's level 3 asthmatic, and I struggle every day with my son, and this guy is never, ever, ever there. He was home like a live-in babysitter. That's it. I believe life is about second chances, and the divorce from him will be my second chance.
She's the reason why I got fired, Your Honor, because she used to call my job so much.
What did she want?
Nothing. She wanted me to come home.
Venus says today marks the end of this 6-year fiasco, and unless Michael can do some fast talking, she's going to be doing some fast walking today on Divorce Court.
Come to order. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lynn Toller presiding.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Venus Turner and Michael Amos. The two of you have been married for 6 years, though you have been separated for the last 4. Now you are seeking a divorce. Ms. Turner and Mr. Amos, you both have some financial issues you would like me to resolve. Before we get to that, Ms. Turner, I'm going to start with you. Why don't you tell me about your marriage and why we're here today?
Okay, he's like a scab that will not go away. He had a good job when we first got together, and he got fired from the job and for a fight. And after that, he didn't want to get a job at all. I came to him, I said, you need to get a job. We have kids. He said, what for? How can you say what for and you have kids? I don't want to cry. My son is 6 years old. He's level 3 asthmatic, and I struggle every day with my son, and this guy is never, ever, ever there. He was home like a live-in babysitter. That's it. He watched the kids. He didn't take care of them at all. I worked 2 jobs. I worked at a hardware store, and I worked in a retail store. And I came home, and he just sat all day and smoked marijuana and played video games. And it just got to a point where I was just completely sick of it, Your Honor, completely sick of it. He makes promises to my kids that he doesn't keep. I can give you a prime example. My 8-year-old son called on one Wednesday. The circus was in town. He said, Daddy, can you take me to the circus? He said, sure. My son called him 8 times on a Sunday, and he did not answer the phone. So I'm deathly afraid of clowns. I had to take my son to the circus and overcome my fear and sacrifice myself to continuously do for my children without any support from this guy. And I want him out of my life. I believe life is about second chances, and the divorce from him will be my second chance. I don't want to deal with him. I don't want to be with him. I just want everything to be settled. That's it.
And done with.
That's it.
Now, Mr. Amos, I've gotten one side of the story, emotional though it has been. I'm going to come to you with a clear mind and ask you, what is your version of the events? What do you think ended your marriage and caused you to be here today?
Well, first of all, Your Honor, let me start off by telling you, in the beginning, I thought she was a good woman, good mother, good friend, good person in general altogether.
Okay.
I walked into our relationship with a job. I left our relationship with a job. I had jobs all in between of our relationship.
So are you working right now?
Am I working right now? Yes, I am.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Are you paying child support?
Am I paying child support? She just started putting me out for child support, so she cannot shake her head no, because it's not determined on what I'm supposed to pay.
Let me ask you this, though, Mr. Amos.
So
do you need some guy in a black robe to tell you that your children need food and
Not at all,
money?
Your Honor. Not at all. I have not seen my children since September. She can call me a deadbeat dad all she wants, but since I have not seen my kids, how can I take care of them?
What about the circus story? Was that accurate?
No, it was not, Your Honor. At the time when he called, the circus was supposed to end that particular weekend. Okay? It was not my pay week. I live check to check. It was not my pay week. And I explained to my son that I cannot take him this weekend, but if the circus is coming to New York or somewhere else the next weekend, I will be able to take him to
Your Honor.
circus notwithstanding, I can't take you to the circus, little man, but let's go to the park because the park is free. How about that kind of thing?
That's
He always breaks every promise Your Honor, that he makes to my children. He breaks them.
Ms. Turner,
Every
I'm
last
talking to
one.
Mr. Amos
yes,
right now.
Your Honor. When I first moved to New Jersey, New York area, that's what I was doing. All of this stuff that she's talking about right now has only been since I have not been seeing my children.
And why have you stopped? You seem to be doing
I'm not
well.
the one that stopped. She stopped me from seeing them. I can't take them if I can't see them, and I don't even know where they live.
Okay. You said something interesting to me in your papers. You said you felt stupid as a husband because you never knew where your wife was and why she wouldn't come home. Explain that to me.
We decided to move to Atlanta, okay? Now, she was to go down to Atlanta, find us a new place to live while I stayed back home and took care of the children. I haven't seen her wedding ring since the first time she left. And it was on 3-4 occasions when she left. She had it on the very first time she left to go to Atlanta to set up a new place for us to live. Every time after that, I've never seen it.
Your Honor, I took my ring off. Would you wear a wedding ring from somebody who's not providing for your children, who's always lying, who does not keep any promises? He just sits around all day, smoke marijuana
Your Honor,
with his family.
Okay.
So to me, I was not married
Your Honor,
anymore.
she did not get a job until the very last 6 months of our marriage, of us
absolutely
being
not
together.
true.
But let me ask you this, Mr. Amos.
She did not work at all.
Did you hear me talking?
Yes, ma'am.
I certainly heard me talking.
When divorce court continues, can Michael turn the tables on Venus and prove that she is the deadbeat parent?
She never called the kids to make sure that they were up. Okay, fine, we have 2 boys and a girl. Each trip she was gone for at least 3 weeks. None of them were supposed to last more than 1 week.
Divorce isn't easy. If you want to share your story, you could be a guest. Call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com or become a fan at facebook.com/divorcecourt.
Divorce Court is back with the case of Venus Turner, who says she wants to divorce her husband because he is lazy and doesn't provide for their children. But will he prove her allegations wrong?
I used to have to be at work at 6:30 in the morning, y'all. We have a newborn child. She used to wake me up 1-2 o'clock in the morning to feed my child every single day on a consistent basis.
Name 2 or 3 of the many jobs you said you had while you were married.
The one that I walked in on, I worked for a dealership. She's the reason why I got fired, Your Honor, because she used to call my job so much.
What did she want?
Nothing. She wanted me to come home. And she's done it before on another job that I had after that, too. And I actually came home, and it was for nothing, and I was mad. That wasn't even the only reason, Your Honor.
What was the other reason?
I used to have to be at work at 6:30 in the morning, Your Honor. We have a newborn child. She used to wake me up 1-2 o'clock in the morning to feed my child every single day on a consistent basis. It took me an hour and a half to get to my job, meaning that I have to be up at 4 o'clock in the morning, okay? She had no job at all.
Your Honor, I was on break from my job. I had a cesarean.
She's breaking my talk.
So when he came home from work in the morning time, if it was time for him to get up and feed the kids, I felt like that was a break for me to sleep until he was able to go to work. I could not stand on my own 2 feet. I was bent and hunched over. I was on Percocet. I was like in a daze. Basically, I was incapacitated.
I mean, you talking to a woman who's had a couple of C-sections.
Yeah,
it wasn't like that.
Yeah.
I got up with the baby.
Yeah. But I mean, I needed his help because I was at home all day, not only with
a little bit of help here and there.
Yeah. But I was at home with 3
Your
kids.
Honor,
He's not saying that.
She had more than help.
Why don't you give me another reason why you believe this marriage did not work?
During her times when she was going down to Atlanta, she never called the kids to make sure that they were up. Okay, fine, we have 2 boys and a girl. I don't do hair. Every single conversation that we ever had on all 3 trips that she had in Atlanta, none of our conversations never lasted more than 5. Each trip she was gone for at least 3 weeks. None of them were supposed to last more than 1 week.
Oh, gosh. Your Honor, that is not true. The first time I went to Atlanta, my cousin lives in Atlanta. I went down there in February for my birthday, and I stayed for 9 days. He knew I was staying for 9 days. He's making up stories.
Was he working at the time?
No.
Yes,
I
I
went
was.
grocery shopping.
Yes, I was.
Your Honor, he's a habitual liar. I'll give you another example. My sister hand-walked him to a job. He never showed up.
That's a lie.
Come on.
That's a lie.
They fired him.
That's a
he
lie.
never showed
That's
up.
a lie.
Never showed up.
That's
How
a
much
lie,
did you
and what
make in the last 12 months, last tax return? How much was your income?
I didn't get a tax return last year because I owe taxes.
How much income did you report? How much did you make?
Last year, I really didn't make much last year because I was
Okay.
struggling trying to find a job. That was last
He
year.
didn't have exactly what I said.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Your Honor,
I know what's going on
but
here.
Your Honor, I will
got
answer-
it together.
I will
Am I
answer-
talking? How much money has he given you for the children in the last 4 years that you have been separated?
$0.00.
Not a dime?
Not a dime.
Not
He
a
doesn't
coat,
help
not
me.
a-
He don't buy coats. He don't buy sneakers. He don't buy anything. He told me that he bought them stuff since last year, but like we had to go to child support court, and I told him, I said, okay, well, if you bought them things, bring them to court. Oh, I'm not bringing them anything because I can't see the kids.
When divorce court continues, how will Judge Lynn react when a fight about paternity goes too far?
Is there a paternity issue
No, it's not.
currently?
He's lying.
Not at all.
I have the paperwork.
There's no paternity. Well, pull
I
it
have
out.
the paperwork.
Pull it out. Pull it out. Well, shut up.
Do you think Michael is a deadbeat dad as Venus says he is? Call 1-800-282-1991 to vote now and see if America agrees with your opinion. You'll also receive some valuable offers. Call 1-800-282-1991 now.
If you would like your case heard on Divorce Court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com and follow us on Twitter at Divorce Court. Divorce Court returns with the case of Michael Amos, who denies his wife's allegation that he is a deadbeat dad. But will Judge Lynn see his true colors?
That speaks volumes to me. That you're mean and nasty to the mother of your children. That you're talking about. Shut up and pull it out or shut up. That tells me who you are. Mr. Amos, I believe that you're not making vigorous attempts to see your children. Is that accurate?
No, it's not.
He said they're not his. I'm
She's
going through child
lying.
support court
She's
right
totally
now,
lying.
and I'm going through paternity
Ma'am.
right now.
Ms. Turner,
Your Honor,
I'm not talking
can I
to you.
speak to
I'm
you
talking to
without
him.
interrupting me?
Go ahead.
All my life, I've been without a father. I know how it is to be without a father. I know how it is to be promised things. I'm still waiting on my big will from 82.
So how much
But
money do
anyway.
you think you've given your children for
And
support
within their
or anything in the
lifetime?
last year? In the last year. Have you given them a couple of hundred? Have you given them nothing? Have you given them a couple
Yes,
of
I
thousand?
have. Yes, I have.
That was a multiple choice question, not a yes or no
well,
question. Pick one.
I've spent money on my kids.
Okay, I got
Putting
you.
it in there, putting it in their hands? No, because they live with her.
He denies paternity of my kids, so I
No,
feel
I
like
do
it's
not.
a waste of time to
No,
keep
I do
bringing
not.
my
Well, has
kids.
he questioned paternity
Yes, I'm going to court right now.
officially within
Yes,
court?
yes.
So there has been a request for a DNA order?
Yes.
Is there a paternity issue
No, it's not.
currently?
No, it's not.
He's
No,
lying.
Not at all.
I have the paperwork.
There's no paternity. Well, pull
I
it
have
out.
the paperwork.
Pull it out. Pull it out. Well,
Don't
shut
be-
up.
Don't be rude and nasty in my
Your
courtroom.
Honor, I'm sorry.
No.
But she- I'm just
I
tired of her
am
lies.
speaking, Mr. Amos. That speaks volumes to me. That you're mean and nasty to the mother of your children.
Very
that you're
much so.
talking about. Shut up and pull it out or shut up. That tells me who
I'm
you
just tired
are.
of her lies every
it-
single day, Your Honor.
She's tired of you too, but she's not nasty like that. That
You don't
speaks
know
of
her.
you. Your manhood is what you decide to do. No matter what the world is putting in front of you, you
Your Honor,
you showed yourself.
I have.
Ms.
have
Venus,
a
why
job
don't
right
no?
now.
I am not talking to you. Tell me about the $300 you are seeking for Mr. Amos.
Mr. Amos was staying with me. He was living in a shelter, and they put him out of the shelter, so I let him come and stay with me for a few months. But the person that I was with didn't want him in the household, which is not right. But I felt like, this is the father of my children. I don't want him out in the street. So I called my sister up. I said, can Michael come and rent a room from her? She said, sure, no problem. $300 straight away. I said, okay. He didn't have any money, no job, so I gave him the money. And he said when he gets a job, he's going to pay me back. I don't have anything, no, nothing. I get hung up on everything.
Mr. Amos, did you, in fact, borrow $300 for her and tell her you were going to pay it back? If you don't let me finish a question, I am going to put you out. Did you ever borrow the $300?
I didn't borrow. I didn't live with her. I had a job at that time also.
Okay.
Which was in 2011.
Your Honor, I have a written statement.
Let me see that. Is it something that he's seen?
Yes.
What is this?
I don't know if he's seen it or not, but I have a written statement from my sister that entails that I did give him the money, that he did live with me, and he rented the room.
When divorce court continues, did Venus pull a fast one on Michael?
It's a cable bill at her previous address in my name that I never lived at, nor did I have any knowledge about. Either her or her boyfriend did it.
Do you think Michael is a deadbeat dad, as Venus says he is? Call 1-800-282-1991 to vote now and see if America agrees with your opinion. You'll also receive some valuable offers. Call 1-800-282-1991 now.
Divorce court returns with the case of Venus Turner and Michael Amos, who are ending their marriage after 6 years and 2 children together.
Mr. Amos, tell me about the $1,845.58 you are seeking from Ms. Turner.
It's a cable bill at her previous address in my name that I never lived at, nor did I have any knowledge about.
How did she get cable with your name?
I don't know. Maybe she knows, for one.
He is a
Do you have the bill on you?
I have the bill right here.
I'd like to see it.
I never lived
Thank
in
you.
their address, and they don't have my signature. Either her or her boyfriend did it.
He is a liar. He lived with me.
So you claim that they somehow got your information and secured cable in your name?
Yes, ma'am. And wrote a bad check.
And your response to this is?
He is a liar. He did cable for our children because they like the cartoon channel. So I allow him to get the cable in his name for our children. And I don't feel like...
So that is cable that he got for you?
Yeah, for
in
our
your house?
Yes.
Is that what happened?
Yes. Not correct. Not
course.
correct, Your Honor.
Yes.
At that time, at that time when she had cable, my kids was living with her, still is, and her boyfriend. I'm her husband. I'm not going to live with her and turn cable on when she got a man.
I got you.
Okay.
That is so not true.
Here's the deal. We've got a situation where we've got 2 very angry people trying to co-parent children. Well, actually not trying to co-parent. Mr. Amos, I don't believe most of what you say. You double back on your stories very easily. You interrupt people. You don't know what you're talking about. I ask for the name of a job. You really can't come up with one. I ask you, I've been paying. I ask you for how much did you declare on your taxes? Well, I really wasn't working. So you're done talking. I'm talking now. So I really don't believe you in that regard. I do believe you with respect to the $300. I do believe you. I think that happened. I think he said you would pay him back. I think you lent him the money, and I think that you deserve that $300. With you, this is in your name. I don't have any evidence that you were defrauded or that she defrauded the company or that somehow this is not something that you allowed or signed up to happen. And without that, I cannot make a finding in her favor that she took this out without your permission. I think the 2 of you need to hop off all that anger. I think you are a deadbeat dad. I don't think you're taking care of your business. I do think she's withheld the children from you on occasion. But I don't think you're a right guy. I think you're a hard guy to deal with. I think you're a difficult man to You're difficult for me to deal with. And I got a robe on and a gavel and a guy with a gun that could shoot you. So don't tell me. This morning, I met the oddest couple. When people come from very different circumstances, often as the romance fades, their family training kicks in. You will not believe some of the stories that brought today's couple into divorce court.
Divorce court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with Keith Tilley and Jamie Beth Tilley. The two of you have been married for the past 5 years, separated for the last 9 months. You do not want to be married anymore, and Mrs. Tilley, you are seeking transitional support. Before I get to that, however, Mr. Tilley, I want to talk to you a little bit. Tell me a little bit about your marriage and why you think you're in divorce court here today.
Because my wife has been not faithful to me several times over the past 4 years.
When you say several times over the past 4 years, has she cheated throughout your relationship?
No, just multiple times with multiple people.
Multiple times, multiple
Really, because I find it funny because he's done the same.
When's the first time you suspected she had cheated?
First time was when she had disappeared for a few days.
How long had you been married when that happened?
6 months.
Did you disappear for a few days only 6 months into your marriage?
Not that I can recall, no.
Not that you can recall.
No.
You do not, however, deny that you've cheated on him.
I do not deny that, no.
Okay. When do you say you started cheating on him?
Probably a year after we had our son.
Why?
I feel like we had totally lost it. As soon as I came home from the hospital with my son, he took off. Went all the way across the U.S. I was in Florida. We were all in Florida. And he takes off to California. Doesn't even tell me anything. And just takes off.
Did you take off after she had the baby?
Stays gone 3 months.
Did you
Yes,
take
I
off?
did.
Did you tell her that you were leaving?
No, I did not.
Why did you take off?
Well, we were low on money. I needed to do some work to support my family. I knew that if I said something to her, she would stop me from going.
But you don't say anything to your wife?
You mean to tell me?
I mean, come on.
You were concerned about money and supporting your family, so you just bounced without telling her where you were going or when you were coming back, thinking that that's the best thing you could do for your family. Is
When
that
I
what you're
just
telling
came
me?
home from
And
having
she
his
just
kid.
came home from having a baby.
I had warrants out for my arrest at the time.
Oh.
CPS come to see us at the hospital. She had failed for a drug test for marijuana when she had actually abandoned me.
That
to
he
go
had
back to
provided
Arkansas.
because I was throwing up.
We have a hot mess here.
So,
Sure do.
and in order to keep...
And wait, let me ask you this. Let's back up. Mr. Tilley, you say that you believe that the reason this thing is such a train wreck is because you come from two different social strata. Is that accurate?
Absolutely.
Why don't you tell me what you think the differences are between the way you were raised and the way she was raised?
Yes, I know she would love to hear how you
Ms.
call
Tilley,
me
now
trash.
don't interrupt me anymore.
Sorry.
I was raised in a more structured environment. You know, go to bed at a certain time of night, eat right. You know, parents were there to study with me for school. Just a more structured environment. I would say a different class, different
He's trying to
class or
say he's better
status.
than me is what he's trying to say.
No, I wouldn't say that. I was just raised in a different manner, more Christian.
Well, what was her socioeconomic situation like when you met her?
When I first met her, she was living with a boyfriend at my neighbor's house. She was going to school. She was actually inspiration.
Yeah, I helped him get into school. I helped his son graduate high school way early.
Did you do that?
She inspired me to go to school before we were actually together.
You know, you just described a family that was all about support and education, and that she wasn't in that realm, and then you
Right.
then come to
No.
find out she's the one that encouraged you to get an
Exactly.
education. I'm not sure what's going on at your
encouraged me,
house.
Your Honor. She inspired me.
Me
when I
neither.
went to Arkansas, I was 33 years old at the time.
Running from the
I had-
law.
I had-
Stop.
I had my first child when I was 16. I'm a grandfather of 4 now. I didn't go to school or to college until I was 33. It was her that inspired me, but not because we weren't even together when I started. I just saw that she had 2 children of her own. She was struggling. She was not directly out of high school. You know, I felt like that if she could do it, then I could do it. I could do it. She did it doing it for her children. I could do it for my children. And she was like an inspiration.
Do you see that the two of you came from separate backgrounds? Because I'm not seeing it. He described a picture of structure and stability that isn't apparently the case because he, started having kids
Right.
at 16 and wasn't in
No,
school.
we came
How
from-
do you see the socioeconomic
I think we came
balance?
from about the same kind of families.
Uh-huh.
We always had our bedtime. We always had meals. We always had 3 meals. You know, my mom supported us as much as she could. She was a single mom with 4 kids. But she did, and his mom was a single mom with 2 kids.
How long did the two of you know each other before you got married?
I'll say a year and a half.
A year and a half. When was the first indication that things were not going to go well?
About a month after we got married.
And what happened a month after you got married?
He decided to run off with one of my friends and decided to stay gone all weekend. Finally, when they showed up, I cornered him. I said, "Where you been?" "Oh, we just been off doing things."
Mr. Tilley, did you walk off with a... Hang on.
Sorry.
Did you walk off with a friend of hers
Never.
after they were married a month, after you were married a month?
Never.
None of that happened. She just
Never.
made that up out of whole cloth.
That never happened. Matter of fact, I would never get with any of her friends.
And
They're
I just-
Let me ask you, what do you believe was the first sign that this thing was going to go off the rails?
when her friend came in, she disappeared with him for 3 days, and they're just best friends. That's when I knew things were...
So somebody ran off with somebody. You say she did it. She says you did it, but it was all off.
Correct. The child gets confused. I say, eat this. She says, eat this.
But he says
I
he's
say,
taking
do
care of
this.
him all the time.
She says, do this.
Okay, Mrs. Tilley, why don't you
Sorry.
tell me who has your child?
We both reconciled.
You share custody.
Yes.
Why are you so upset?
Because our kid is so messed up because of this.
Have you been living together for years but find that splitting up is as complicated as getting a divorce? Call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Divorce Court. Are you recently married but ready to call it quits? Call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Divorce Court. Mr. Tilley, you had something you wanted to say?
Yeah, I've always had a father figure until I left home at 14 years old. And I left home because I come from a broken home.
I'm not quite sure what any of that has to do with anything. You kind of seem stuck on that. What are you trying to demonstrate by making these points with respect to the nature of the family you came from?
Because when we got married, we had an agreement to be married. We had a child together, not an accident. We planned to have a child.
Before you were married or after?
After we were married, we had a child. So now the agreement's broken. You know, the trust is gone, yet I'm raising a child. Not that I wouldn't have it any other way. You know, he's the reason I go to work every day. But I'm stuck raising a child when her and I had an agreement together as husband and wife to be faithful to one another and to raise this child together as a family. Now, I have a child that's going to be screwed up for the rest of his life because of the broken home thing. I mean, I know what it's like. I come from it myself, and I don't believe in divorce, but I also don't believe that a wife should be sharing herself with
Other people.
Exactly.
Just like a
Let me address something for a moment anyway. Just because you come from a broken home doesn't mean you're going to have a screwed up kid. Doesn't mean that at all. Two people, no matter what the difficulties they had with each other, you can co-parent and do so in a constructive and meaningful fashion. Had dinner with a guy just last night who's doing that. They get along well enough to make sure that their child is safe and secure in both homes, and they're not. So don't give up. Don't despair about it. It can happen. You have to make it happen. You have to work hard at making it happen, but it can happen and turn out just fine. You know what I'm saying?
But the structures are different.
They are.
When I say one thing and she says something different, the child gets confused. I say eat this, she says eat this.
But he says
I
he's
say,
taking
do
care of
this,
him all the time.
She says do this.
Okay, Mrs. Tilley, why don't you
Sorry.
tell me who has your child?
we both
You
reconciled.
share custody.
Yes.
Okay.
And I get him up in the daytime all day while he's at work, and then he picks him up usually in the evenings.
Why are you so upset?
Because our kid is so messed up because of this. He's so angry.
Your kids are angry?
And he's so confused.
Let me ask you this. What is the primary bone of contention in the way you parent your children that is causing them to have structural problems?
I think it's just all the back and forth, so much, constant, every day.
Going from one house to another?
Yes. And he just doesn't, he's just, I mean, we're both stable, don't get me wrong, but he's just so confused, and he's only 4, and he just loves his dad, and he loves his mom both, and all he's known is us together. And it's just been so hard on him, and I feel bad for him.
Mr. Tilley, I take it you would agree with that, would you not?
Yes, ma'am. My wife met someone in social media, and 3 days later, she left home with him.
Ms. Tilley?
I have nowhere to go. I moved all the way to Arizona for him.
If you would like your case to be heard on divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Divorce Court. Mr. Tilley, tell me what you think is the one major thing that is causing your child to be angry and confused.
My wife met someone in social media, and 3 days later, she left home with him. Me holding my child, both of us crying. She has her bags packed, and she's walking out with somebody she doesn't even know. She's still with the guy. She brings my son home to her place. You know, he has this other man in his life, so he's really confused about that. That's a huge, huge issue.
Ms. Tilley?
I have nowhere to go. I moved all the way to Arizona for him, and now I have no family there. I have no friends, and he says if I leave, then I will lose everything. But I'd rather live on the streets than go all the way back to Arkansas.
Let me ask you this. Was your resolution to that problem to go live with a guy that you've only known through social media?
No, I poured my heart and soul out to this man 2 times, begging him, please change, please.
What do you think he needs to change in order to make, I mean, to me, I don't see a rescuable relationship here because y'all are running around cheating on each other. What I'm trying to figure out is how we can get past I hate you, you hate me, because everybody's done everybody's significant amount of damage. You're even, Stephen, on that. You killed one another. Let's move on from there and try to figure out how we're going to live a life that allows your child to be okay. Right. I'm asking you, who are you living with and how well do you know him?
My boyfriend, I know him pretty well. I know his parents. I know where he's from. I mean, everything about him. I know his birthday. I know his social security number. I mean...
Mr. Tilley, do you have any specific concerns about this individual, that the people that she's hanging around?
Our child knows that it's her boyfriend. Our child also knows that she had multiple boyfriends coming over to my home that I paid for and still pay for while we were married. So, and he knows her boyfriend's names.
No, he does not. That's craziness.
You don't talk about it to the child, do you?
No, I do.
Oh, yes,
no,
he
I do
does.
not. My child talks about it to me.
And he calls him names, too.
Stop.
I'm sorry.
I come home one evening, and there's this guy having dinner with my wife at my house. When and then they're just friends? No, this guy is still stalking her to this day. This guy has sent pictures of dead babies to my email. He threatens my child's life, and she still talks to him.
No, I do not.
I have emails proving that wrong just from 2 weeks ago when she's having a conversation on the email because she thought she was breaking up with her current boyfriend and going to be out on the street. So she decides to be like a dog and eat puke up again.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. We're not going to get where I thought we were going to go, but I'm going to try to get someplace else. There's always a whole lot going on in divorce court that people want to talk about. If you have something you want to say, join us on Twitter at Divorce Court or jump on our Facebook page and see what everybody's talking about on there. Sometimes you people get heated. Don't miss it. Divorce isn't easy. If you need help with your breakup, call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Divorce Court. Mr. Tilley, you said you just want your family back? You want her back?
Our child deserves a mother and a father.
But do you want her back? There's a difference.
I begged him, and now he wants it. I still want it, yes. I'll do anything for my kid.
Right here, let's just, boom, right here. 2 things you need to do. You need to stop being angry about what happened. I don't know how trifling and raggedy you were. I think you were pretty little, you know, raggedy,
Yes, ma'am.
dude here, dude there,
I
all
was.
that kind of stuff. And it's really hard to get. You can't have men rescuing you all the time. It doesn't work out. You have to decide, if you're not happy with your dude, you stay until you're stable enough to go someplace.
Oh, he makes sure I'm not, though. That's the problem.
But
He makes sure he isolates me. I have no phone. I have no vehicle. I have nothing. I stared at 4 walls for 2 years. I stared at them walls and begging him, please,
are
spend
you a
time with me.
controlling dude?
The only time I've taken the phone is when she was sending naked pictures of herself to the guy that still stalks her.
Okay, Mr. Tilley, you got to stop winding all that crap around in your head, because you're going to do more damage to your kid than anything else if you still are so worked up about that guy and the other guy and whatever. Listen, let's all admit that she's been kind of trashy. Let's all stand there. And you brought that on yourself, and to the extent. But right now, both of you, we have to no longer be trashy and no longer be angry in order to be responsible.
Or trashy either, because he's cheated on me too.
Doesn't matter. Everybody acted stone cold tacky.
Right.
Let's all let that go. You did wrong, she did wrong. It was ugly, it was awful, it was terrible. But we're all gonna say that's over. I'm not going to be angry about that anymore, and I'm not going to be angry about that anymore. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go to counseling together so we can figure out, even if you don't get back together, we can be co-parents and talk to each other and make sure that we're stable. And if you're really concerned about who she's with and where she's going, you have to financially enable her to be stable if you two can't be in the same home.
I'm not going to pay for another man's bills that she's living with.
And I think that it would be inappropriate me at this juncture to award her transitional support if she is in fact living with another dude. So I'm not going to do that. And I think that money is so far down the list of you guys' problems that that's not what you need. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send you to my therapist, who is here. Great. She is going to start you on a road. But you have to be, the one thing I know for absolute positive sure is you both have been wrong and tacky and foul. You both have to forgive one another for all that tacky, wrong, and foul behavior. Put a period on it for the sake of your son and move forward. Don't keep digging it up. But you understand what I'm saying to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. This matter is adjourned, and I wish you the best of luck. I honestly do. What we just saw here is
Mrs. Little says Mr. Harris's lies, anger, and disappearing acts have her ready to walk out that door. Can he stop her? Today on Divorce Court. All rise. The Honorable Judge Starr presiding.
Hello, everyone. Hello. You may be seated.
Your Honor, the case of Little versus Harris.
Thank you very much. Ms. Little, Mr. Harris.
How you doing?
I'm glad to have you here in divorce court, and thank you for trusting me with your relationship. I understand you all have been together for 18 years.
Yes, Your Honor.
ma'am.
You did, in fact, have a spiritual wedding in 2012. Although you are not legally married, you consider yourself a couple. Am I correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you have 3 children together, ages 10, 12, and 17. Plus, Miss Little, you actually have another child.
Yes, Your Honor.
So this is a family that we're talking about here.
Yes.
And there's
Yes,
some
Your
real
Honor.
stakes in the ground. Let's find out why we're in divorce court, ma'am.
Your Honor, I'm here because Antonio is a liar, he's disrespectful, and he has anger issues. And he's proven time after time that he's not going to change, and I'm just over it. I want a divorce.
At 18 years in, you are ready to be done if there's not going to be a major change. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So I'm going to turn to Mr. Harris. Mr. Harris, what do you say in response to what your wife has said?
I want to save my relationship. We've been together for 18 years. I don't want to see 18 years go down the drain, and I definitely don't want my children raised in a broken home.
So then that means we need to be solution-oriented to see if there's something still here. Why don't you take me back, Miss Little? You met a while ago. You figured it out for all these years. What got us to divorce court, ma'am?
Your Honor, I met Antonio when I was a teenager working in a restaurant, and what I loved about him was, you know, his smile. He has great energy. He has, he's very family-oriented. I love the way he took to my oldest daughter. But what changed was when I noticed his anger issues. And
what do you mean when you say anger issues? What has occurred?
It started during the pandemic a few years ago, and I noticed when I tried to have conversations with him that he didn't want to communicate about, he would just get very angry and, you know, dismiss the whole conversation.
How did it manifest itself when he would be angry?
Your Honor, there was this one time where his friend came to live with us for a few weeks, and I sat him down because it was time to pay bills.
So wait one second, this friend, are we talking about a male or a female?
It was a male.
And came to stay in your home, your family home?
Yes, Your Honor.
And so that I can put it in perspective, how's your home set up? How many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, how many floors, etc.?
Okay, it was a 6-bedroom home. It was 3 floors because there was a basement. So
yes, and where was this third party staying?
He was in the basement.
Okay. And so it was supposed to be sort of a little separate area. How long was this extended visit going to take?
He told me the friend was going to be there for a couple months.
Wow.
He wasn't supposed to be there for no couple months. It was just a couple weeks he was supposed to be there for, Your Honor. And also, it was a time where he helped me where I needed his help.
I understand.
And I stayed with him. And it's also been a time where he's helped my family as well.
So you were reciprocating is what you're telling me.
That's it, Your Honor.
Okay, so did you talk to your wife about what that was going to look like?
Yes, ma'am. I discussed with her.
Okay.
He was only there for 2 days till she asked for some rent money.
Okay.
2 days, Your Honor.
Your Honor.
I'm listening.
His friend was there for almost a week when I brought the conversation up to him.
But wait, did you bring the conversation up to the man or to your husband?
To my husband.
Okay.
I had a conversation with him that the bills are approaching. And although I'm supporting you, you know, in your mishaps, your friend is a grown man. And I told him, I said, is your friend going to be, you know, contributing to this house that he's staying in?
Okay, so who was paying the bills in the house?
Me.
Okay.
That month that I questioned him about his friend contributing to the bills was my month to take on everything because
so you all do opposites. Y'all, 1 month you might take it, the next month he might take it?
No, Your Honor. It was that he had exhausted all of his funds to get us into the place.
Got it.
So I was supporting him and taking over things until he got his stuff together. In the midst of this, his friend came to live with us for a few weeks. Now, me, I feel as though, you know, any man that's in the house should be helping to provide.
I 100% agree.
So I had a conversation with him like, is your friend going to contribute?
Now, I think that's a legitimate conversation to have.
There was nothing wrong with having that conversation, and I discussed with her. I explained to her, I said, listen, give him a few weeks, or I'm going to take up his slack. Once I get myself together, he going through some tough times right now.
But wait a minute. I want to be clear, Mr. Harris. You had to get yourself together.
Yes.
But were you expecting her to take on the responsibility and the role of yet another grown man? I just want to be clear on what your expectation was.
I mean, I didn't look at it like that, Your Honor.
So because of this conversation that I had with him, he told me he was going to go talk to the friend. So I followed up with the conversation. In the midst of the conversation, he got so angry with me, he started a full-blown argument saying how this friend helped me when I needed him and I stayed at his girlfriend's house. I'm like, okay, this girl stay in the projects. Like, she don't pay any rent. The government helps her. Like, you know, like this is hard-earned money and we out here in this real world. So I don't want to hear how that girlfriend helped you because this is not that situation. She's living for free.
Yes.
Okay? So he got so angry and he left the house and again, you know, disappeared, angry. And that's just another issue that I have with him. When I'm trying to communicate, you know, he just...
Mr. Harris, I think
out.
that was a legitimate conversation to have. I can guarantee it was probably not as soft and as kind as it is here in this courtroom. However, it legitimately was a conversation that should have been had.
I sat him down in a great tone and had this conversation with him. That's what pissed me off about the conversation.
But I don't understand. If you all had this conversation, why did we have to revisit it?
Why bring it up again?
2 weeks
because
later.
now the bills are due. I want to know,
even 2 weeks later,
did you talk to your friend? You know, he got so angry. He got so angry and so loud. The friend knew that we were having this conversation. So the friend leaves out the door. He leaves behind the friend. He's gone for a few weeks.
What? And so you actually are holding down the household at that point?
Yes, ma'am.
You use language towards each other.
Yes, he called me a hoe.
Excuse me?
Yes, Your Honor. He called me a hoe in front of my friend. He called me all kinds of names in front of her.
What is her friend? She's a hoe, Your Honor.
My friend
Birds
is
of
not
a
a
feather
whore.
what?
So you don't like this lady is what you're
I don't
telling
like
me.
that lady and I don't like the other lady. Your Honor, they whore.
Tell me a little bit about this lying. Why you say he's a liar?
With the situation with the phone, he had another phone that the kids would play games on. The kids came in and left the phone on the bed. I see notifications popping up on the phone, so I tap it. He's asking some woman, can he take her to brunch?
You as if you never went to brunch with
So again,
a male
he
friend.
is a liar. He's supposed to be out of town visiting family, and he's asking some woman, can he take her to brunch?
Your Honor,
I asked him about it, and he just dismissed it again. You know, he acted like he didn't know what I was talking about. And because he wasn't presently there when I asked him, you know, he never really faced it.
I'm listening, Mr. Harris.
Your Honor, there's times where we're not seeing eye to eye, and I needed someone to vent to or talk to. She's been through these same situations and been out with
The girl tells him
male
that she
friends.
has a man.
This somebody that I knew from childhood. If she reading the texts, we went to school together.
Mr. Harris, I'm just wondering, what were your intentions in asking this lady to go to brunch?
I needed someone to talk to, someone to vent to about the situations I was going through.
And what was her response, the woman?
Her response was, I
have a man.
I have a man. She got a man. She don't want to go out. She
And
don't
in the
feel comfortable.
messages, she's told him that before. So it's
She don't
not
feel
given
comfortable.
that she is even receptive of you venting to her.
That usually means if the woman responds, I already have a man, that means she's trying to be respectful of her relationship, but she's also feeling that this is not just about her.
Exactly.
Her being a sounding board.
Exactly.
It's about you trying to step out on your relationship and to
She done
use
been
her.
there multiple times for me to talk to, Your Honor, about situations with my wife.
He's a liar, and Your Honor, he is very, very disrespectful. There was this one occasion where my friend came into town for us to go to a concert. We go to the concert, and when we leave the concert, we want to go get some food. But it's very cold, so she asks him, can he bring her coat? So, and when I get outside, he asks us, like, where's the food? I'm like, the kitchen is closed. That's why we're leaving.
That's all
with
you said. The kitchen is closed.
He's asking me, like, where's his food? I didn't even get any food. The kitchen is closed. That's why we're
the
leaving.
effing kitchen
When
is
we get in
closed.
You all
like,
don't know how
what?
to talk to each other. I could just see that. That's what it is. Y'all don't know how to talk to each other. You use language towards each other.
Yes, he
that's
called me a
unkind.
hoe.
Excuse me?
Yes, Your Honor. He called me a hoe in front of my friend. He called me all kinds of names in front of her. And when we got home, it just continued all throughout the night. It was already about 2, 3 a.m. in the morning.
Mr. Harris, come on, what's this
Woke the
about?
kids
Your Honor,
up.
ask her, what is her friend? She's a hoe, Your Honor.
My friend
Birds
is
of
not
a feather
whore.
what? Flock together.
That has nothing to do with it.
Excuse me, are you trying to suggest that the friend that she was hanging out with is literally a prostitute?
I'm not saying she's a prostitute because I don't know what she do with her body, but I know from the conversations on the phone.
So you don't like this lady is what you're
I don't
telling
like
me.
that lady and I don't like the other lady. Your Honor, they whores. What you hanging around a whore for? Then your excuse is, what they do ain't got nothing to do with me?
Absolutely. Like, I like her as a friend.
I'm sorry. You hang around with somebody who doesn't have a home and needs you to be their backup. So,
absolutely.
Birds of a feather flock together. I'm just wondering why the two of you can't figure out how
Your
to
Honor,
be
because
nice
he's
to
so
each other.
disrespectful. This man called me a in front of my daughter. Like, he's disrespectful. You can't communicate
No, Your
with him.
Honor, I said you acting like a I didn't call her a
He is lying. He calls me all kinds of names. He's very disrespectful. That night,
Mr. Harris,
yelling.
why would you call the woman you say you've been with for 18 years out of her name, especially in front of daughters?
Your Honor, my daughter wasn't even right there. It was me and her talking.
Your Honor, I'll tell you why. Antonio got very upset because, you know, his disrespect and his anger issues lead to...
She won't have sex with me for 3 months.
Absolutely. It leads to me not wanting him to touch me. So, of course, he gets angrier.
I got a witness. Her friend would tell you how good of a man I am.
Tell me what you've witnessed in their marriage.
Antonio is a great man. He works. He's hardworking. So,
Come on, Your Honor, I can't be that bad of a guy.
If she thinks he's such a good man, maybe she should take him. He gets very angry and he starts rambling through the house, you know, trying to get all of his stuff that you probably don't even want. He just wants to tear the house up. So I start recording him. He comes towards me to knock the phone out of my hand and he's calling me names. That's when he called me the in front of my daughter.
So here's the problem. I hate the fact that all of this is happening in front of a teenage girl. Yes. I really do. Because how old is your daughter?
She's 10.
A teenage girl. She's 10. So right now, she's forming her opinion of how she, as a young woman, is supposed to be treated, and she's forming her opinion on how a partner will be allowed to treat her. That is what's happening right now.
Your Honor, I got a witness. Her friend would tell you how good of a man I am.
There is a witness. The defendant has asked me to hear from this witness. I'd like to hear from the witness. Will you please ask the witness to join us?
Sure.
Hello, ma'am. Welcome to Divorce Court. Can you please tell me your name and what your relationship is to the plaintiff and the defendant?
My name is Andrea Dalmeida. I have known Latrice for some years, and I met Antonio through Latrice.
Miss Little was your friend first, am I correct?
That is correct.
And the two of them have become your mutual friend, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And are you married?
I'm in a very complicated situation.
You're not married? Okay. You're not married. Okay.
No.
So tell me what you've witnessed in their marriage.
I will start off by saying Antonio is a great man. Okay.
Based on?
Based on, he's a really good father.
Based on?
He's really involved with the kids. He sits home and babysits while we go out.
Keep
going.
These kids old enough to watch
Hold on, let her go. Keep going.
He does buy her really nice things. He takes her out frequently. And he works. He's hardworking. So,
Come on, Your Honor, I can't be that bad of a guy.
If she thinks he's such a good man, maybe she should take him.
No, I got my own. I don't want him. He's yours.
You hear the answer? You hear the answer?
Yeah, because honestly, I have to say something that I learned a while ago from my auntie in the Bahamas. Loose goat don't know how tied goat feel. It just means when you're not in the marriage, you don't know what's going on in the
I've been married before.
No, I'm talking about their marriage. You started out by, when you introduced yourself, saying you're in a, quote, complicated situation, because I don't know what's in your relationship any more than you know what happens in their actual relationship.
Right.
You see what I mean? So I turn to, in this relationship, that's why I asked you what you had witnessed, what you had seen when you say somebody is a good man. I'm talking about character. What have you witnessed in terms of Mr. Harris's character that would lead you to believe that?
Okay, well, I would say Mr. Harris is really misunderstood. I am from an African background, and I would say communication really plays a major role in their relationship. I believe both parties need to work on communication.
I believe she should mind her business.
Well, you put me in your business, so I can't mind my business.
So are you suggesting that the plaintiff has shared things with you?
About how he makes me feel. Like you said, his character and how he makes me feel. I don't like the way he makes me feel. It's like an up and down, you know, emotionally with him.
I've been in situations with them that both parties were not very nice to each other.
I've been in situations with them where both parties are not very nice to each other. And I've known them 20 minutes. I can tell you right now that kindness needs to come back into this relationship.
That is true.
100%. I can tell you right now that they need to learn communication skills.
I agree. Like I said, I believe that both people can be up here. Somebody has to be down here.
And normally it's me. And I thought the quote was, you know, happy wife, happy life. Why am I always walking on eggshells so that he doesn't snap out?
But as a woman, I feel like there are ways to communicate with a man. You have to listen. You can't fight fire with fire.
Not for nothing, Miss Dalmaida. You got some pretty old-fashioned ideas of what role a woman takes in a marriage. It's a partnership.
It is.
Always a partnership.
Of course.
And only the two people that are in the marriage can figure out what works in their marriage. There's some marriages where the woman takes the more dominant role. There's some marriages where man takes the more dominant role. There's some marriages where they take equal roles. All of those are valid relationships when they're between the two people that are in them. Thank you for your assistance today.
Thank you.
I don't want to be dismissive of anybody's opinion. The only opinion that really matters about this relationship is the two of you. And the only thing that's going to solve the conflicts is if the two of you put the work in, period. You have to first learn to speak to each other. And not speak to a third party. Lottie-dottie and everybody doesn't need to be in your business. There are people who get paid to be in your business. They are called family therapists, and they are good at what they do. They really are good at what they do. And they don't come from a cultural bias. They come from a solution-oriented, therapeutic perspective. They want to make sure that relationships are healthy so that you could be living examples for your children. That is really what family therapy is about. I asked you earlier, would you be committed to making an effort?
Your Honor, I am done. I don't want to put the work in because I feel like I put years of work in. And Antonio have showed me time after time that he is going to continue to be who he is.
Mr. Harris, at some point, relationships run their course. And I know you said you wanted to fight for your family.
Yes, ma'am.
But you can only disappoint a woman so many times. And then that woman says, enough is enough. And that's what I just heard. Am I correct, Miss Little?
Yes, Your Honor. I just feel as though I'm losing my belief, you know, that he can become a better person because every time I give him another chance, he just shows me that this is who he is. And he blames it on how he was brought up, you know, his family and things that he went through. And it's like, I don't want to keep hearing that.
What would you need to hear to give it another chance?
I don't want to hear anything. I think that he should just get some help, you know? If we didn't work, I still believe that he should get some help so that he can become a better, you know, father to his children, a better man for himself,
it sounds
and
like
a better man for somebody else.
This young
Miss Johnson says her fiancé is so shameless that he'll lie about anything, including having a job, having a girlfriend, and even joining the Army. Today on Divorce Court.
All rise. The Honorable Judge Starr presiding.
Hello, everyone. You may be seated.
Your Honor, the case of Johnson v. Dean.
Thank you very much, Ms. Johnson and Mr. Dean. Welcome to Divorce Court, and welcome, everyone, to the case of Johnson versus Dean. This is a couple that's been together for 6 years, and they've been engaged for 3 years, but Ms. Johnson, quite frankly, doesn't know if she wants to walk down the aisle. She's concerned that the defendant's relationship with the truth is not one that is a long-term sustaining relationship for her. I'm coming over here to you. Ms. Johnson, why are we in court today?
Judge, I need answers. My relationship is a ticking time bomb and it's ready to explode. My fiance is a liar, he's a cheater, and he has anger issues. If he fails this lie detector test, I'm definitely canceling our trip to Cancun for our wedding.
So you are ready to walk away?
Yes.
You heard what your fiance says. What do you say, Mr. Dean?
Well, I'm here to save my relationship and keep my family together. I'm willing to do anything just to show her that this is nothing but a misunderstanding, you know? Hotel rooms already paid for, plane tickets, everything is already booked. It's non-refundable, so therefore we're still going to get married no matter what she says.
Well, I tell you what, that's the one thing that the woman does have a control over. If she doesn't want to get married, and unless you're talking about human trafficking and going down to Mexico, she's not getting on that plane. I know Ms. Johnson says we're going to be very serious here because it's serious enough for the two of you that you asked the court to order a polygraph examination.
Yes, ma'am.
But before we get to that, I'd like to really know how you all met and what happened to bring us to the point where you're in divorce court when you should be planning a wedding.
So we were co-workers. I was a waitress and he was a cook. About 3 months into us dating, we immediately moved in together. And then we got pregnant, everything was fine. He proposed to me, hotel, candle, everything, whole nine. And then after the second baby, it got toxic. It got crazy.
So I don't understand how it goes from 0 to 10 so quickly after the second child. To what do you attribute that change? What happened?
Well, you know, I love everything about her. She's funny, has a big heart, but then she told me a lie, so things changed.
She told you a lie. So let's get into what the specifics are. I'm gonna start with you, Ms. Johnson. You brought the case. You say that he can be destructive and show anger issues. Tell me what that's about.
So that man has serious anger problems.
What do you mean when you say serious? I want to know if you're exaggerating here. Serious anger problems.
Serious as in I've had my clothes bleached.
I beg your pardon?
Yes, I had my clothes bleached.
Give me the circumstances.
So I was hanging with my homegirls. We were drinking, talking about our friends. So I called him and let him know, you know, I've been drinking, so I'm not going to make it home. I'll be home tomorrow morning. Why did I come home tomorrow morning and $500 wig, $400 clothes, bleached outside, evidence that I did present to the court?
I'd like to see the evidence.
As you can see, the bleach bottle is still on the wigs, so you know it was fresh. So all that money, all that time, gone.
That looks like a toxic mess. Why would this happen?
Well, I bleached the clothes because we had an agreement. If we went anywhere with any friends, we will always come home. Not only did she not...
By the way, that is extremely reasonable agreement.
Not only did she not tell me that she would be drinking, she never told me it was a friend's birthday. She left me with the kids and just never came home. So yes, I bleached her clothes and her wig. What else was I supposed to do?
Well, there were alternatives, okay?
Yeah, that was
There were
pretty
alternatives.
extreme.
There were
You're saying
alternatives.
you bleached my clothes because you didn't want to watch the kids, which is crazy, not wanting to watch your own kids that I pushed out, and I can't go have a little bit of fun with my friends.
Well, you broke the agreement we had, so.
Okay.
We had no agreement.
Excuse me, let's not.
There was never that agreement in place, but I do believe that my safety should have been valued. Would he rather me drive home drunk?
No, I would rather you get in a ride share and get you behind home because that's where your husband and your children are. That's what I would say. That's just me, but that's the agreement I have with my husband. Okay, I don't know what your agreement with your fiance is, but I do think that if your man is expecting you home, you owe him the courtesy of at least saying, I'll be home via rideshare, or you might need to come get me because I've been drinking to excess. That's how mature people resolve problems. You talk to him, and you don't destroy property. Mr. Dean, if you don't get your anger under control, that's going to manifest itself in violence, and you're going to end up in jail. I'm going to let you know that right now. Now, I'm coming back to you on these lying things.
Yes, he is the liar. We had a job eviction situation where we were living with each other. We were living with another couple as well. And he was getting up, going to work every day, warehouse. He said he was working at a warehouse. I was working at the smoothie spot. Every day going to work. I look at his location one day, and he's at a basketball court. You're supposed to be at work, sir. So I call. I'm like, what are you doing? He tells me, oh, I got off early. So I let it by. Okay, maybe you did get off early. 2 months later, pull up to my house. Eviction notice is on my door. On the door, yes. And I'm like, how am I getting evicted if I paid my rent? That's not the standard. So I go in and ask, like, what's going on? The friend that he was going to work with every day admits to me that they have not been going to work. They have been playing around, going to the basketball court, really having a fun time. So now I have an eviction on my name.
But wait a minute, hold on. Who was supposed to pay the rent?
So I was giving my portion to him, and I was assuming that it was going to get paid.
Tag, you're it, Mr. D.
Uh-huh.
What happened?
Well, I actually had lost my job, but I didn't inform her because I didn't want her to get upset. But
you think stealing her money and lying was not gonna make her upset?
Right. You still lied to me, though. You still lied to me.
Oh,
and
no, wait. A lie of omission is just as bad as a lie of commission. And that you omitted some basic facts, but more importantly, you put your family in jeopardy of being thrown out of the house.
He was missing for 3 days. He tells me, oh, I'm at the hospital, I have a stomach virus. He was really in Vegas, which I also submitted evidence for. Yeah, that's him in Vegas, yeah. You know what they say, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Unless you posted stupidly on your Instagram story. What was gonna be your plan?
Well, basically, my friend that was staying at the house with me, I was supposed to be working with, told me he had found a scheme he had been making money off of. So what I did was...
He had found what?
A scheme.
Okay.
So I took my last paycheck thinking I was going to double it, triple it, put all my money into it, lost all that too.
Lost everything. Lied to me, you lied.
And so you put money that your fiance had given you to pay for y'all's rent so your family had a place to be with whatever money you had and put it on a scheme, and it, just as a scheme is, it was a scam.
Took everything.
And you lost it all.
Yep.
So now your family is facing eviction. So now at least I know why your fiance doesn't trust you, which leads me to these cheating rumors. Am I correct?
Yes.
So what are we talking about?
So we had an incident where he was missing for 3 days.
Meaning left the house?
Yes, no
and you
contact,
didn't hear from him for
nothing.
3 days?
Yes, exactly right, yes. So on the 3rd day, I finally got an answer. He tells me, oh, I'm at the hospital, I have a stomach virus. Okay, that's weird.
The phones don't work?
That's exactly what I thought. When he got home, I confronted him with that same thing. So there's no phone, you couldn't text me or anything? Oh, no, I couldn't, I was too sick, too weak, whatever. Next day, my mother, sends me a Facebook screenshot of him in a picture with another female. So I get a little bit like, what's that? Go through his phone and realize that the entire 3 days that he was in the hospital, he was really in Vegas, which I also submitted evidence for. Yeah.
Ain't no way. So you ain't even slick.
Not at all. Not at all.
You took a picture of yourself at the airport when you were supposed to be in the hospital?
That's him in Vegas, yeah. When you were in the hospital with a stomach virus, right? You look like you're throwing up. You look real sick. You look real sick. Yeah.
That's actually just sad.
That is.
That's actually sad. So you wanted to get caught, right?
No, I didn't tell her about the trip because I knew she wouldn't let me go, amongst other things.
Oh, sort of like the agreement that you all had earlier on that neither one of you would stay away from home.
Right.
Yeah,
I just want to be clear on what the rules are. You told me what the rules were, so I'm now trying to apply those rules.
Well,
and a hush fell over Jerusalem.
Well,
so needless to say, you went out to Las Vegas, and you think something happened while he was in Vegas.
Definitely. Who's gonna go on a trip and not do anything? We're all grown here. You know what they say, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Unless you posted stupidly on your Instagram story.
So we had an incident where he was taking the ASVAB test, the test that you take for the Army. I'm assuming that he is in basic training. I get a message on Facebook randomly. Click the girl's page, him shirtless, with her on her page. Does that look like basic training?
Well, the trip wasn't even like that. One of my friends
bought
what? Tickets for everybody to go on a free trip to Las Vegas.
So if you're kicking it with a bunch of friends, why weren't there videos of you with your friends on your Instagram story?
Really
and usually when you're doing your Instagram story, because I do know about these things, you flossing with whoever you're supposed to be with, unless you with somebody you ain't supposed to be with. I'd have a suspicion. That's all I can say. But you say that's not the only incident.
That is not it. It gets worse.
It cannot get worse.
It can get worse. Tell me why he had me thinking he was in the Army. Yes, ma'am. So we had an incident where he was taking the ASVAB test, the test that you take for the Army. He was talking to recruiters. Next thing I know, he was ready for basic training, which is fine by me. I let him go. There was no contact, no phone call, no text, because I'm
how
assuming
long?
This is 2 weeks' time goes by. I'm assuming that he is in basic training. I get a message on Facebook randomly, and my friend is asking me, "Isn't this your boyfriend?" So I'm like, yeah, click the girl's page that she has posted. She's posted this page of him shirtless with her on her page. Yes. So I go to the page, click the page, message the girl and say, is this your boyfriend? What's going on? While I'm doing that, I'm also calling him though. So I call him, he answers and says, "Oh, I missed the bus. That's why I didn't make it." Excuse me? It's been 2 weeks. You couldn't tell me not once you missed the bus? So I get the location because the girl actually sends me where they are at that very moment. I get there, he's there, she's there, we almost fight, and meanwhile, he's telling me, "Oh, it's just a friend," whatever the case is, but you can't be a friend if you're posted up shirtless, which I also submitted. Does that look like a friend? Does that look like basic training? Just saying. And this was posted on her timeline that she posted as if they were in a relationship.
Oh, no, because they were.
Yes, right. Right.
Look, I can explain.
I hope you can.
I didn't tell her what happened with the bus because I knew how upset she would be. I knew how proud of me she was because of all the stuff that I had messed up with before. So, yeah, I got stuck, and eventually I found a friend to stay with, but I ain't never do nothing
Does
with
that
her.
look like a friend, though?
I'm sorry. I'm looking at this picture.
Friend?
Why are you naked with another woman laying down somewhere?
It got hot in there.
Hot?
Is this acceptable to you?
No.
Okay, just want to know.
Not at all.
Because I got that picture on somebody's Facebook. He'd have stayed right there with that woman naked. He wouldn't have had to come home. Sorry.
And that's why I should have left you.
Yep, and...
I have been faithful.
You haven't. That's a lie. That's a lie straight
No, it's
from
not
the
a
gates
lie.
of heaven. You're lying. You're lying.
So
Faithful?
this is one thing that we can resolve today. Because Ms. Johnson does not trust you, Mr. Dean, and you've not given her reason to trust you. That's just the truth. So I'd like to find out about these cheating allegations so we'll know if we even have a baseline with which to start. Fair enough?
Yep.
Yes.
Let's ask the expert to join us.
Yes, ma'am. Sir.
Good day, Your Honor.
Good day, Mr. Yarborough. Please state your name and company affiliation for the record.
Certainly. My name is John Yarborough. I'm a certified polygraph examiner. I'm a member of the American Polygraph Association. I've done hundreds of polygraphs for numerous law enforcement and other public safety agencies, as well as professional and private polygraphs.
And you have performed services for this court on numerous occasions. I find you more than qualified to perform those services in this particular case. As you are aware, Ms. Johnson and Mr. Dean asked this court for a polygraph examination with which Mr. Dean submitted to. Am I correct?
That is correct.
Fantastic. Mr. Yarborough, we asked you to put 3 questions to the defendant. You and your team asked Mr. Dean, during the time you were in Las Vegas, did you engage in sexual activity with anyone other than your fiancé?
That is correct.
What was Mr. Dean's answer?
Mr. Dean answered no.
And what did the test results indicate?
Polygraph examination result indicated there was no deception to that question.
I told you.
Nothing happened in Vegas.
That's a lie.
I told
That's
you.
a lie. You're
Excuse
so
me.
good at lying, you probably lied your way out of
I
that.
told you.
Excuse me.
You probably lied your way out of that.
You
What'd I
asked for the
tell you?
polygraph examination?
I don't
Let
believe
us
it.
get the results. Question number 2. Mr. Yarborough, Mr. Dean was asked, during the time you claimed to be in basic training, did you engage in any sexual activity with anyone other than your fiancé?
That is correct, Your Honor.
What was Mr. Dean's answer?
Mr. Dean answered no.
What did the test results indicate?
The polygraph exam results indicated there was no deception indicated to that question.
He did not lie?
Telling the truth again.
Can't be.
Mr. Yarborough, we asked Mr. Dean, because I wanted to put this to rest. We asked Mr. Dean, have you had sexual contact with anyone other than your fiancé over the past 3 years?
3 years?
The question was originally, have you had any sexual contact with anyone other than your fiance over the past 6 years? However, during the pre-test interview, Mr. Dean did have a self-admission that 3 years ago there was sexual contact with another person.
Are you serious? So you changed it around?
Actually?
You embarrassing me?
No, I actually admit I admire that 100%. I admire that 100%. Now, mind you, that doesn't mean that he did the right thing, but I admire the fact that you wanted to come clean with some aspect.
If he wanted to come clean, he would have came clean to me.
Miss Johnson.
No.
Miss Johnson, you have every right to say, I don't want to hear anything else, you can walk out. But what you're not going to do is continue to interrupt me, okay? That's inappropriate. Mr. Yarborough, when the question was put to him, have you had sexual contact with anyone other than your fiancé over the past 3 years, what was Mr. Dean's answer?
Mr. Dean answered no.
And what did the test results indicate?
The polygraph examination result indicated there was no deception to that question.
Thank you so very much.
You should have did the 6 years. That's how you got out of it. You're manipulating things like you manipulated me like you always do, like you're doing now.
I was being
You're always
faithful.
a manipulator. No, bro. I refuse to believe that. I refuse to believe that. I refuse to believe that.
Excuse me. Thank you, Mr. Yarborough. Mr. Dean, you want to talk about what happened 3 years ago?
3 years ago, we was pretty much on a break.
There was no break.
Excuse me, I'd like to hear from him, and if you don't want to, please feel free to go. Because this is not the way it works. Mr. Dean, would you like to explain, or would you like me to just go ahead and rule?
Just go ahead and rule.
Because you know what? You self-admitted. There's no question that you have been a liar. There's no question that you've been deceptive. But when it comes down to it, if you wanted to make a change, that was the time to do it, and I appreciate that, because you said you came in here to try to show that you were changing, okay? And I appreciate your efforts. If your fiancé does not appreciate the efforts, she has every right to say, that don't work for me. She does have every right to say that. She has every right to feel that way. But at some point, you were going to have to say to this man, I'm either moving past it, or we're moving on. And it is very clear to me that you both should move on, because this relationship has run its course. Try to get your money back for Cancun. Ain't gonna be no wedding.
No, can't believe you manipulated the situation.
I told you I was being
You're
faithful
literally
the whole
such
time.
a liar, bro. I'm not even doing this with you.
You see what the test
You brought
said.
me here to
You've been
embarrass
proven
me.
wrong.
You
You've
brought
been
me here to
proven wrong.
embarrass me.
You've been
And then
proven
you
wrong. That's
lied.
all
And
I
then you
gotta
got him
say.
telling you that you lied. Bruh.
At least I was honest about it.
Whatever. You weren't honest about anything.
Yes, I was.
You weren't honest about anything. You lied like you always do.
I didn't.
And
You
I'm
see what the
tired
test
of it.
said.
I'm tired of the lying. Whatever.